I am not very attractive or beautiful because there are more good-looking ladies out there, but I attract lots of creepy people. When I was a teenager, my older sister told me that I am a pedophile magnet and I cried a lot. Being a pretty teenager was awful. I got called jailbait a lot and being naive, laughed thinking it was a compliment. You can't pick your nose in public anymore with all the people staring at your attractive, beautiful face. Wrong. Power pick your nose. Unwanted attention, objectification, people assume you're unintelligent. You can't be both smart and attractive, it's not fair, sad face. Friendships falling apart when their partner is attracted to you. Friendships falling apart when you're genuinely trying to be friends with someone of the opposite sex and they end up falling in love with you, sad face. When people who are your friends take every chance they can to criticize your appearance or anything else, whatever little crumb of shade they can use to humble you. Yep, I have a few flaws, not major ones. But my housemate keeps commenting on my fat, even though I'm quite low body fat percentage, and the fact that my teeth aren't completely straight. Not once have I received a compliment from him about how I work very hard to keep myself healthy and hygienic. Not knowing if you're actually funny, or well-spoken, or talented, or charismatic. This reminds me of the episode of 30 Rock with John Hamm. Think it's called The Bubble. People think you are flirting if you are being anything other than nasty to them. Then if you're nasty, you are a bitch, asshole. No in between. When I worked in a male-dominated field, I stopped wearing makeup because the more put together I looked, the harder it was to get them to do anything. Just wearing basic eyeliner and mascara would make such a difference. If I asked nicely, I would basically get ignored, and if I told them what needed to be done firmly and politely, the guys would run to management with my attitude problem. Literally had a helper not want to work and called management because I pointed and said, "The ladder is over there by the house, the wrong way." I guess I should have added a tee-hee. Being tasked with killing the Prime Minister of Malaysia. The question was for people who were very attractive, not for people who are really, ridiculously good-looking. Regardless of gender, I think some people would get obsessed with you to the point they'll harm other people to just get your attention. Or themselves. Men assume you get hit on all the time, so they play it cool by being mean, which just makes it seem like most men are mean. Ha ha. You look like you've been beaten with an ugly stick. Date me? People will often mistake friendliness for flirting. And mistake genuine friendship for, you might have a chance if you stick around pretending to be my platonic friend. Some overweight 12-year-old kid using your picture as his profile and claiming to be you. Or some guy in his 40s using 12-year-old pic as his profile pic to pick up kids. Literally actually happened to me. The way I found out was a cousin-in-law, new family, kept calling me Xavier, saying we were friends on Facebook. Finally I asked him why he kept calling me that and told him I didn't know him, so he explained. Then I showed him my school ID and my Facebook profile to prove I was me. Lol, pretty weird. Got a friend of mine to figure out the guy's real name, and I guess he was using a computer at the local library. Anyway, I passed this info on to my father, and from there IDK what happened. Lol. Hopefully this man was beaten to death in the library parking lot by my dad and uncles. Lol. Edit. To clarify, I was attempting to lighten the mood at the end of this little story with some outlandish wild shit. Lol. Nobody was murdered, nor did I wish murder on this fucking creep pretending to be me to pick up kids. Lol. Geez. If you're really attractive and also quiet, people think you're snobby. Also, you get unwanted comments from creeps a lot. Edit. Adding, as a woman, to avoid any confusion. This happened to me last week. Went out to help a friend with an event and he introduced me to a lot of people working at the fair. I talked to them nicely, then I went to sit down in a place where I wouldn't bother anyone since they were busy selling their crafts to people. Sometime later my friend told me everyone thought I was a huge cunt because I sat down away from everyone. Lots of older men at bars think you're into them. But really you're just being polite. Edit. I was drunk when I wrote this and do not usually speak so definitively. So sorry y'all, I do not think all older men are like this. It definitely does happen, but not all older men are like this. Is that only for attractive people or a general older men at a bar, younger women at a bar dynamic? I was told I'm not the type of a girl someone dates because they've been with too many other guys. When I was a virgin, another guy tried to hook up with me, kept calling me beautiful. I kept saying no, I am only looking for long-term, a relationship. He said something like, what a waste, you're made for sex, saying it like a compliment. His tone was flirty. IDFK, but I'll never forget that. It's hard to find someone to want more than to fuck me as some trophy girl. I had a guy tell me I'm the kind of girl who gets raped. I was 14 and a virgin. I still ponder on that BC, like what did I do to make me qualify to get raped? I am 32 now and still deal with creeps. I try to be nice to people, but I'm not very talkative and keep to my own, so I DK what I do so wrong. I've been with the same man for almost 17 years also. People want to socialize with you. I went from 40 pounds overweight, cutting my own hair, and generally not caring about myself to extremely good shape, muscular, real haircuts, and well-fitting clothes. People have become way friendlier and nicer to me. It's absolutely amazing how different the world around me has become since drastically improving my appearance. It's like every social interaction has been switched to easy mode. Everyone harbors a secret hatred for the prettiest girl in the room. Ani DeFranco. I could see that being true, tbh. All the guys want you and will feel slighted after you reject them. All the girls will be jealous of you and resent you for having it easier than them. Whoever you date is gonna feel insecure about the situation to a certain extent, because when you're that attractive, you can easily replace them. It probably sucks behind closed doors because people want you strictly for what you look like, which in reality has nothing to do with who you are as a person. Who can you even trust? Stalkers, men and women touching you for no reason, including hair and face. People thinking you have nothing to offer but your looks, jealousy. Being called a whore, slut, etc. People diminish your problems. They think because you're beautiful everything is easier for you. I've had friends laugh and say I have pretty people problems, even in situations where I've been threatened and harassed. The worst part about it all is I don't feel like I'm actually that attractive. My self-confidence is so low, and if I talk about it I sound like I'm crying for attention. So I just keep to myself. As far as I remember, a lot of attractive people have low confidence in their looks, counterintuitively. It's psychological, it's normal, so try to give yourself a break. Cut off toxic people. They might think you're too full of yourself, but their opinions mean fuck all. Usually. Being lonely. At a work function I was just having a friendly chat with an extremely beautiful girl from another office. Afterwards she thanked me for talking to her, as she often ends up sitting alone as people are too nervous to approach her. This happens to me a lot. And if I approach other people, they think I'm into them. Nope, dude, just trying to be friendly. People often mistake us for being in relationships all the time when we're actually not dating or talking to anyone. You aren't taken seriously. Men get very nervous around me, which in turn makes me nervous. My interactions with a lot of men in general is pretty negative. You get snide comments from other women. It's often assumed you're just a pretty girl with zero problems. This, especially the last part. You basically get dehumanized.